Thank you in advance to anybody that's going to take the time and sit down and watch this entire video, because today we're going to be taking a break from reactions, which is the majority of content on this channel, because I want to talk to you guys about my vision for this channel's content in the future going forward. Because when I first started this channel, I had a certain vision and outlook and everything that I wanted to do. And lately, I kind of feel like I've slipped from it a little bit, and I've just started doing what everybody else is doing, and I'm just not comfortable with it. I want to get back on track with what I wanted to do. And I finally feel as though my channel is at a point where I can do that. It's grown a lot. We have a great community with you guys, and I feel as though I can do exactly what I want to do and have a blast with it, especially including all of you guys with it. So like my other videos where I just sit and talk about stuff, I'm just going to let the camera roll. There might be some cuts here and there where I just take a break to gather my thoughts, but this is going to be uncensored. I'm just going to let the camera go and see what happens, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And by the end of it, if you have any ideas or opinions on what I'm going to do, please drop them in the comments, because I do appreciate your opinions and I do read everything. So let's get started. When I first started doing reaction videos on YouTube, I knew what reaction videos were. We watched a lot of them while we were on tour, checking out bands that we worked for and bands that we liked and stuff like that. And I knew they were super popular. But when I started this channel, I wanted to set myself apart. I wanted to take my knowledge from touring and working with bands and being connected to the touring industry and apply those to my videos. And I've tried my very best to do that. But one of the other things that I wanted to do, my vision for this channel, was to actively work with bands and labels and bands that aren't on labels and expose new music to everybody that's checking out my channel. That was the overall goal. But I knew when I first started that there was going to be some times where I would have to check out the popular stuff that people wanted me to do, because to build a channel, you have to get people interested. You need to get views and subscribers and stuff like that. And I've had a blast checking that out, because some of the older videos that are very popular in the reaction community have exposed me to bands that I was not familiar with, and I've discovered some awesome stuff. But lately, I kind of feel a little stagnant. I feel like I've just fallen into the same reactor category as everyone else. I feel like I don't really stand out that much, because a lot of the stuff I've been doing is what everybody else is doing. I'm fully aware, and I'm not even going to lie to you guys. There are videos I've done where I know it's going to get views, and that's one of the reasons that I chose to do that reaction video. But that's so far away from why I actually wanted to start doing this channel, and I'm finally at the point where I think I can just do what I want to do. So being self-aware of all of that, and now you guys knowing what I actually want to do and what the vision for this is, let's talk about some of the changes to the content that's going to be happening. So if I'm being 100% honest, the overall scheme of the channel isn't really going to change much. I'm still going to be doing reaction videos. I'm still going to be breaking down stuff the same way I've done it. It's just going to be a little different in the selection process of what I'm doing. And by no means does that mean I'm not going to take requests from you guys anymore, because like I've said, you guys have turned me on to some awesome stuff. But as I was talking about earlier, my main vision for this channel was to help expose bands and new music to people that might be watching. And honestly, I want to be known as the channel that people can come to and find brand new music, new releases, stuff that they might not have heard in certain areas because of limits to exposure and radio and stuff like that. And that is what I'm going to focus on going forward. I am actively going to be working with bands, labels, unsigned bands, stuff like that. And we're going to be checking out new material. Every now and then, I might go back and check out a throwback, something that's been out for a while, or a live performance. But the majority of the content on this channel is gonna be new releases. And when I say I'm actively gonna be working with bands and labels, I mean that. I'm gonna be in touch with them, connected with them, receiving stuff from them that they're releasing, because a lot of music that gets released just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. There's a lot of music. So I've reached out to quite a few labels, and most all of them have responded. And what I'm going to be doing with them is every week exchanging emails, asking them what they have that's new that's coming out, or any new bands that they've signed or anything like that. And we're going to be checking out their material. Now, to clarify and to be honest, I'm not taking paid reactions still. That is one thing I've put my foot down on. I will never do that. And the reason for that is because I feel like if you get paid to do a reaction, there's going to be a certain expectation with what people want you to say about their music. And it also is going to put a bias in your head, so you might not be fully honest about stuff. And that's one of my big things. I always want to be honest. So while I do have cooperation with a bunch of labels at this point, I have told them, I'm gonna be fully honest. There may be times where I check out one of your new bands and I don't like it, but I'm always gonna be respectful about that fact. And also, I wanna start putting an emphasis on unsigned bands as well, hidden gems from other parts of the world that we may not get exposure from because they're not on a label or they're from another country or something like that, because there's a lot of fantastic music out there that will never be discovered by a lot of people just because of exposure, like we've talked about. And I kind of want to work on a system for unsigned bands to submit their music to me, because I get a lot of emails already from unsigned bands, but the emails are never really detailed. They're just kind of like, hey, we're so-and-so, here's our single, check it out. And that's cool and all, but I really want some information to go off of. I want to know what's cool about this band. Where are they from? Why should I check them out? Like, cool little tidbits of information that I could find out and people could learn about that and really like it. So again, while we're going to be checking out label stuff, I still want to include unsigned bands and stuff like that. And I'm excited about this, man. I really am, because working in the touring music industry for the last 15 years, I haven't really discovered a lot of new music because I've been so secluded to the bands I've been working for. And this is going to open me up to a lot of stuff. And if I can share those experiences with you guys, that will be awesome. And again, I still want recommendations from you guys. If you guys know of a band that you really like that has a new release or something like that coming out, let me know, because there's a good chance we're still going to be covering some of the bigger bands when they have new material coming out. But we're also going to be covering some smaller bands too. And I'm aware for a little while my channel might take a little bit of hidden views, because it's no secret that a lot of people watch reactions based off the bands that they already like. They've already heard a song, they want to see somebody else react to it, and that's totally cool, man. But for me personally, I am going to get the most joy out of this channel if I can check out new music with you guys and help expose bands to the rest of the viewers on YouTube that end up seeing this channel. So to summarize, in short, this channel is going to be all about new releases and new music and new bands going forward. Again, I want to be that reliable source that people know they can go to and check out the newest cool music that's coming out from all over the world. One of the biggest reasons for these changes that I'm going to be making going forward is that I legitimately want to help bands. Again, I've worked in the music industry for a long time. I've seen small bands, big bands. I've worked for everything from clubs to stadiums and stuff. And I see how at every level, these bands can sometimes struggle, whether it's with exposure or new releases and stuff like that. And if I can be an outlet and a tool to help these bands and expose more of their music, it's going to bring me a lot of joy. I'm not going to lie. I know I've already said that, but it's going to make me feel like I'm actually doing something with this channel other than doing what everybody else is already doing with reactions. And there's a lot that you guys, as the viewers, can do to help these bands out. It's a question that I actually get a lot on this channel. What is the best way to help bands, especially in the times that we're in right now? And there are many different ways to do that. And the easiest, that doesn't require any financial contribution at all, is to share their music. And I don't mean like Napster, stuff like that, like the downloading. I mean, show it to people, share it. When I did my interview with Adam from Lorna Shore recently, and I asked him, what can fans do to help you guys out? He didn't even tell people to buy our stuff. He said, honestly, the best thing to do is to share our music with your friends and with other people, whether that's on social media or showing it to friends while you're in your car or sending it to them. That's the biggest way that you can help bands and expose their music to other people. The metal community in particular has always been really big on word of mouth. That's how I discovered some of my favorite bands growing up. It was my friends that just told me about them. And that's what you can continue to do. If you see a cool band, not only on my channel, but anywhere else, share it on social media. Tell your friends about it, because that will help these bands to grow and then ultimately be able to be successful in the long run, whether it's financially or selling out shows or just really just enjoying that people love their music. And then, of course, if you like a band and you are willing to contribute financially, one of the really big things is to actually pre-order albums. When albums come out from new bands, the pre-orders are super important because the first week of a record release counts all those pre-orders that were made before the album came out. The pre-sale numbers in particular are usually what determines where on the charts bands enter once that album comes out. And the higher that they go up, the more exposure and success they may get, especially when it comes to their label. Their label may back them more because they did successful. They may get on better tours, stuff like that. A great example of all of this is Lord of the Lost. They just recently released a brand new album, and it was #2 overall in Germany, in their home country when it came out. That is huge for them, man. That's massive. And that's all because of pre-orders and all the marketing campaigns that they did beforehand. It really is going to help that band in the long run. And that is one of the big things that you as a music supporter can do to help these bands. And then one of the most direct ways that you can help these bands is to buy a ticket to their concert or buy merchandise from them at a concert or on their website or something like that. A lot of bands don't make a ton of money on CD sales anymore like they did 20, 30 years ago. And now they rely on merchandise sales and ticket sales and stuff like that. So if you ever see a band that you like that's coming to your area, buy a ticket and go see them if you can and enjoy it. Tell your friends that you're going to the show, bring them with. And when you're there, stop by their merch table. You can always buy merchandise from bands online, but if you buy it directly from them on tour, the majority of your money is going to go straight to that band. That is the best direct way that you could actually financially support a band, is buying a t-shirt or a CD or something like that at one of their live shows. Now, when it comes to me and this channel and how you can help me out, there are a few ways that financially, yes, you can help out, but the biggest thing, and I'm going to revert back to what Adam from Lorna Shore said, is sharing this content. Seriously, guys, your viewership on my videos is more than enough for me, because some of these videos do allow me to monetize and I can make stuff off the ad revenue, especially if a record label has had their publisher release the copyright on it, which doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough that I can make money from ad revenue. So just know that every time you watch a video, there is a chance that you are financially contributing to this channel without really knowing it. But again, if you like this content and if you discover a band that you like or something like that, share it around, man. Post it on social media. Tell other people about the channel, because as this channel grows, that means that we're going to expose more music to more people. And I am getting excited talking about that, man. I can't wait, because the more we can expose new bands to more people means the more I can have more bands on for interviews and stuff like that. And once live concerts start again, I hope to go to these shows and meet up with these bands, and we can get more content out of that. And just, I hope to have so much fun with this channel and including you guys and stuff like that. But if there are financial ways that you want to help out, I do appreciate it a ton. And the two biggest ways right now for me are Twitch, because I do stream on Twitch regularly and you can subscribe on there, and Patreon, which I do link from time to time, but I don't really talk about it. I don't push it because, again, like I've said, your guys' viewership is enough, man, but I do appreciate it when people are in the situation that they can financially help out. And the Patreon only has 2 tiers on there, man. There's a $1 tier that gets you early access to every video I'm going to put up, usually about 48 to 60 hours in advance. You'll get the link on Patreon. You'll be able to see all of my reactions and all of my content before it gets posted on YouTube. And anything that ever gets blocked, which as of right now, there's only one blocked video that I have on this entire channel, those will also be available on Patreon. And the $5 tier on Patreon gets all of that as well. You get the videos early, you get the blocked videos, but you also have access to a private channel on our Discord where you can connect with myself on a more personal level and have direct access. You get a custom color on your name on our Discord server as well. And we also have a private Valheim server. A lot of us play Valheim on our Discord, and I actually have a server that I pay for monthly that we can all play on together. So you also have access to that. And recently, one of the other new things I've started is that at least once a month, I'm doing a private exclusive YouTube live stream just for Patreon members. So I will post that live stream link on Patreon, and then you guys just click it and jump in. And it's just for people that are on that tier on Patreon. And it's been awesome. We've done a few of them. There's been no more than like 75 to 100 people. And I actually get to sit and talk to you guys and get to know you guys. And I love it. And a lot of people have always told me I should do another tier on Patreon where people can pay to get their videos requested to. But we've talked about that a lot. I appreciate that you guys want to do that. But I never want to charge for reactions because like I said, certain things are expected when you get paid for a reaction and it gets a bias in your head. And I also don't want anybody but me really having the final say on the content that I'm putting on this channel. So that will never be an option. But again, I look at all your recommendations, I look at all the comments, and I do take what you guys say into consideration. But regardless of how you guys help this channel, whether it's by viewing or sharing or subbing on Twitch or becoming a member on Patreon, just know I feel like I can never thank you guys enough because this channel has already grown bigger than I ever thought it could. And I love each and every one of you for all the support that you've given me so far. So just to summarize what I've already talked about in this video, going forward on this channel, the changes that are happening and my overall vision is that this channel is going to be an outlet for people to discover new music. And again, we are going to be checking out older videos from time to time and live videos and stuff like that. But I really want to be a source that people can come to and know that they may find something cool each and every time that I put a reaction up. So the majority of the content is going to be brand new releases from bands, whether they're signed, whether they're huge, whether they're small, whether they're unsigned, doesn't matter. We are going to be doing lots and lots of new releases and new content. And I'm always going to let you guys know how you can also support these bands. So once again, thank you guys very much for your time. If you have any opinions or comments or input or anything you'd like to add or any cool ideas you think I should consider, drop them in the comments below, man. Like I said, I may not have time to respond to everything, but I still do read every comment I get, and I truly value all of your guys' opinions. So thank you once again, and wherever you are in the world, be safe, be kind to each other, and never stop discovering new music.